Who doesn't know this iconic servant? Since her debut in the first year of FGO, Scathach has been a fan favorite, standing out as Cu Chulainn's legendary teacher and the queen of the Land of Shadows. Let's be real, she's one of the most badass characters in the entire game, serving as our very own battle instructor at Chaldea. Despite her immense popularity, it's funny how she doesn't get much screen time or many major story arcs. Yet, fans still adore her. Scathach's appeal remains fresh and exciting, and she continues to receive so much love from players. She first appeared in the original FGO opening, where she's seen swinging her spear, making her debut as a lancer. Players immediately noticed her weapon and began guessing that it was Gay Bolg, speculating that this mysterious figure was Scathach. In fact, she was even mentioned in Fate Hollow Ataraxia in a flashback, which began building hype around her long before her official appearance. With her alluring design, a classics Lancer look paired with a striking bodysuit, she made a powerful impression right from the start. Well, it's not just us who think she's beautiful. Even MASH described her body proportions as just about perfect. I mean, with that long purple hair and striking red eyes, who wouldn't think so? This design has been a key reason for her enduring popularity. Her face also bears a resemblance to Aoko, a nod that fans of Mahou Tsukai no Yoru and Tsukihime can definitely appreciate. When she first appeared as a 5-star Lancer, Scathach quickly became a fan favorite, not just because of her beauty and striking design, but also because of her powerful abilities, especially against divine servants, gods, or sacred beings. This made her a highly sought-after choice, especially with so many strong, divine archers and berserkers as her main targets. In those early years, players were eager to get Scathach since she could deal massive damage to divine enemies and had impressive stats to back her up. But over time, Scathach's strength started to fall behind compared to other Lancers like Karna, Enkidu, and Brynhildr. They all received ability upgrades buffs that made them more versatile or boosted their stats beyond hers. For example, Enkidu shares a similar anti-divine specialty with her, but has a bit more going for him. Without any new buffs for a long time, Scathach gradually felt less effective compared to newer Lancer options. Well, she finally received some upgrades, though her power isn't quite the top-tier strength it used to be. Still, she remains a solid pick for fans who love her or need her for specific battles. That's why I'm pretty sure the love for her is not just because of her gameplay. And suppose we're talking about what truly makes her a hit. In that case, it feels like there's something in her personality that's surprisingly relatable. Not in the immortal warrior sense, of course, but in her role as a mature mentor to our favorite hero, Cu Chulainn. Their dynamic offers a little glimpse into what it's like to have a strong, caring mentor, or even a stern, loving mother figure. You see, in fiction, there are all kinds of motherly types. Some are doting but quirky, others are patient and calm, and then there's the tough love type. Scathach definitely falls into that last category, and she brings that same vibe to her relationship with Cu Chulainn. For Fujimaru in Chaldea, and let's be honest, for all of us, she ends up being something unique altogether. The way I see it, Scathach isn't exactly a mother, or a lover, or just a teacher. Somehow, she's a mix of all three, depending on the moment. She can be a strict mother figure when you're pushing yourself too hard, a caring presence with hints of affection, and a powerful teacher when she's driving you to survive and grow stronger. It's this blend of roles that makes her feel so special and close to us as players. Because of all this, fans were immediately captivated by her, and her popularity skyrocketed after her reveal and in-game debut. Scathach became such a sensation that stats showed she generated more revenue than any other servant before her. Now, usually, a character's popularity gets a big boost from their lore, right? Players love it when their favorite character has an epic backstory or emotional moments that make them root for them to be the strongest. That's pretty normal, right? Well, with Scathach, it's a bit different. You see, her story arc is actually kind of a sore spot for a lot of fans. When the America chapter finally came around, it was supposed to be Scathach's big moment. Fans were eager to see her in action in this singularity, especially since Cu Chulainn was the main antagonist. Anticipation was high, and we couldn't wait to see her shine. But things didn't exactly go as we'd hoped, and the way it played out left the fandom feeling pretty divided. It's easy to see why fans felt let down. We were all excited to finally see this immortal God-slayer in action, ready to unleash her true power. But instead, she kind of just ended up sidelined. Sure, she fought Cu Chulainn and almost won, until he revealed his Curuid form. Then she lost to Cu Chulainn, which I guess can't be helped. Seeing her own student suddenly transformed into something monstrous probably left her shocked and thrown off her game. But even though she survived, she doesn't appear in the final battle at all. I feel like there could have been another way to involve her, even if it didn't mean another fight with him. And her fight with Cu Chulainn. That happened off-screen and was hinted to end in a draw. For a character hyped as the ultimate badass, this was a huge letdown for fans who were waiting to see Scathach in her full glory. And after that, well, nothing major. She doesn't show up in any other big story chapters, not even the ones involving battles against gods. All she ever talks about is fighting, yet she doesn't have any major victories to her name. I haven't played Xdella, but I heard that she lost to Q there. And even Skadi, who was introduced later, has more character depth. Now, if I may say, she's basically been reduced to kind of a gag character after her introduction, all about training, fighting, wearing swimsuits, and getting mad if you call her old. That's it. Honestly, it feels like Scathach was made to trigger the Worf Effect trope. This trope happens when the writers introduce a new character who then goes up against the strongest or most intimidating existing character. Like how Worf in Star Trek, the next generation would often be the one tested. The new character might not even win, but just holding their ground is a way to show they're a serious contender. In Scathach's case, she's so strong that the story has her lose or get wounded just to show how big a threat the enemy is. Interestingly, this didn't hurt her image at all. Fans still absolutely love her. Seriously, just hop into any discussion about her and ask if they like Scathach. I can pretty much guarantee that most people are head over heels for our badass, battle-hardened, and slightly mysterious teacher. In fact, back in the game's early days, Scathach was so popular that the game's director admitted they made her assassin version rock a swimsuit as a welfare servant for the 2016 summer event. Why? So everyone could have at least one version of her. And let's be honest, if you've been playing since year one, there's a good chance you've got Scathach chilling in your roster somewhere. But they didn't stop there. Even though Scathach doesn't play a massive role in the main storylines, like her lore as a god-slaying, immortal powerhouse doesn't get as much focus as you'd expect, the devs have definitely leaned into her popularity. Case in point, they dropped a bunny costume for her, and of course, it was an instant hit with fans. So now we've got 3 distinct looks for her. The classic Lancer bodysuit that screams deadly elegance, the mature swimsuit look that shows off a lot more skin, and the bunny outfit that, well, let's just say, it activated quite a few neurons among the player base. Now, even though I said nothing major happened with her story, well, at least in the big showdown of Part 1, Scathach actually played a role in taking down the demon god pillars. And if you've seen the movie, you know she even helped Fujimaru in the fight against Goetia. With that, we finally got to see her in action, beautifully animated. Now, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but after all that so-called final battle of Part 1, It honestly feels like the devs and writers wanted to bring her back into the spotlight, but also wanted to keep things fresh. That's where her next big variant came in. Scathach Skadi. This version of her is younger than the Scathach we're used to, and has a totally different fighting style. And let's be real, she didn't just shake things up, she completely changed the game. Skadi ushered in a whole new meta, or brought back one that was in serious need of help, and she's still regarded as one of the strongest servants in the game. On top of that, her lore as a Lost Belt King is super rich and expansive, which only made her even more popular. Some players love her for her incredible gameplay as top-tier support, while others just want to collect every single version of Scathach in their Chaldea and see how they'd all interact. And of course, she didn't stop there. She even got a summer variant for the 7th summer event, complete with some juicy internal conflicts that added an extra layer to her character. Whether it's her gameplay, her lore, or her design, Scathach keeps proving why she's such a fan favorite, from the beginning to now, and maybe even for who knows how long. Hit that subscribe button and drop a like.